and welcome to episode 11, I think,
Yes,
of the Holocron-Cast. With me, as always, the Sith Holocron, Dan. How you doing, Dan?
I don't have a pun this time.
No pun, and of course it's me, your Jedi Holocron, Tyler. We're here today to talk about the one, the only, Return of the Jedi.
Also known as the only original trilogy movie that fans sometimes don't like.
Revenge of the Jedi?
Also known as Revenge of the Jedi.
Wasn't that the original title for the film?
That was I believe it was either the original or a possible title.
I think there's posters that say Revenge of the
There
Jedi
are.
on it that they were making and giving out. So
Yeah.
Revenge of the Jedi.
That was probably back during the cut where it ends with Luke turning evil.
Yeah, good cut.
The way from what it sounds like from the way it sounded, it would be pretty bad.
Like
where
I
he
said,
just
good they cut it out.
where he just puts on Vader's helmet.
Yeah, that'd be weird.
That'd be dumb. You lose me once he puts on Vader's helmet.
Yeah, that's a little on the nose.
That's way too on the nose.
But yeah, we're here to talk about episode
6.
How you feeling today, Dan? You excited about episode 6? You ready to talk about it? We're only 8 days away from episode 9.
Yeah. I like this movie.
Yeah, I like it too.
I can't remember the first time I saw it, just like the other original trilogies. It's primordial.
Right? I don't. Mine's the same story I have for all.
For all three of them, yeah.
I've been thinking a lot about this the last few hours in the shower. You know,
Yeah.
like
Just sitting in the shower for like 5 hours.
no, just like I was thinking about it in the shower this morning. I'm just like, original trilogy's good. I have the least fun rewatching these movies compared to any other movies. You know what I mean? I just like...
For me, that honor goes to episode 1 and 2.
I just like... If I don't know. Like, the original trilogy's good, I enjoy them, but...
They're not as rewatchable.
I don't find them as rewatchable as most of the other Star Wars movies.
I think each one of the original trilogy movies gets more rewatchable than the last.
Yeah.
Because there's more action in each one.
Mm-hmm.
Like each one successively. Yeah, Ewoks are fun. You know, regardless of whether this is a better, regardless of how we rank it as a movie, I do think it's funner to rewatch than the others.
Definitely than The Phantom Menace.
I mean, of the original trilogies.
And A New Hope.
I would say this one is one of the more fun ones to go back to, just because I like seeing all the action, even if it is at times really... Have you ever seen the close-ups of how Luke fights on the skiff?
Oh, no, like, the fights are bad.
Yeah.
Really bad.
Him versus Vader is pretty competent.
It's still not good, though.
There's one shot that's pretty good. I like the track, like it's like a no-cut shot when Luke gets, like, really angry and he screams never and charges at Vader.
And we just keep swinging at him? I like that part.
Yeah, I like that. And the lead up to that when they're, like, walking down the hallway and Luke just keeps swinging, that's choreographed pretty well.
Yeah, but, like, the skiff stuff and then,
The skiff is pretty badly choreographed.
I feel like a lot of the times, like, he's not actually hitting anybody.
No, have you ever seen the famous gif of the quote-unquote force kick? It's like an actual scene in the movie where Luke kicks one of the pirates, but the pirate is like 10 feet away from him, and the guy just falls.
I like that idea, though, the force kick.
Well, I don't think it's an intentional force move.
Yeah.
I think it's that maybe it is. Maybe Papa Lucas is more of a visionary than we give him credit for.
He's definitely a visionary. The one thing I do really like about Return of the Jedi, it's fucking weird, dude.
It is very weird.
This is kind of like George Lucas, like, I'm going to take some fucking shrooms and just...
Well, he didn't direct this one, did he?
Well, he
wrote it.
And he was on set.
True.
It's his baby. He didn't direct it, but he's... Like, this movie's weird.
This movie is very weird.
Like, from Jedi Rock to Ewoks to
Jedi Rock is...
Palace, just, like, it's like George Lucas... My favorite thing that George Lucas always says, like, these movies are for children. Yeah, Slave Leia's for children, all right. Like, I feel like this is one of your coked up fantasies of just, like, weird fucking fantasy opera, Star Wars, like, space shit. Like,
I hate Jedi Rock.
Oh yeah, we all do. We'll get to that though. But like, this movie's just...
But that wasn't in the original cut.
Rightfully so.
It was not. The original one was a lot simpler. But yeah, even without that, this movie's pretty weird.
Yeah, I like that though about it. I love.
I still kind of wish we could have seen a version. Like, I like the Ewoks a lot, but I really kind of wish we could have seen the version that it was originally supposed to be, where it's supposed to be a Wookiee planet.
No, I don't want that.
That would have been awesome, though.
No, I like how, like, adorable the Ewoks are, but they're, like, fucking... They'll fuck you up.
Yeah. Well, they're all guerrilla attackers.
Yeah.
They're like, when you fight in the jungle against the natives.
Oh, yeah.
You don't lose because they have better firepower, you lose because they jump you.
They know the land.
Yeah, they know the land, and they have traps set up. Of course, it also comes down to the times of how that fight is also not super well choreographed. Like, the Ewoks actually killing the stormtroopers when you see it. Like, it makes sense lore-wise, but how they actually portray it looks pretty bad.
Yeah.
Because it's, like, the gentlest hits possible.
This is, like, your second favorite in the original trilogy, you'd say, personally for you, right?
Yes, easily.
I was going to say, because, like, I figure, rewatching this movie, you always have a problem with the rebels and, like, stuff like that, and the rebellion. And I'm like, they're, like, Luke and them in this, like, they're pretty shitty people in this movie. Like, they convince the Ewoks that C-3PO is a god that eventually leads to their genocide. Like, they got all the Ewoks killed because they wanted to, like...
They wanted soldiers.
It's a very Saw Gerrera thing to do.
It is a very Saw Gerrera thing to do.
Dude, it's such a tragedy, dude.
This is also kind of the weird thing where I feel like both sides in this movie are at their most inept.
Yeah, I realized that rewatching it. No one's very competent at anything in this movie. Except the Ewoks.
The Ewoks are really competent. Surprisingly. Despite the fact that they think 3PO is a god.
Yes.
But, like, the Empire is at their dumbest. The Rebels are pretty dumb, too, in this one.
I don't really
Less so dumb.
I don't feel like we really see much of the Rebels, though, other than, like, the crew.
Yeah.
Akbar's obviously dumb in this one. No shit, it's a trap, bro.
I like how it's, like, it's interesting. The thing that just always, the thing that a lot of people hate is just how it's choreographed, really.
What?
The Ewoks beating the Empire like that. Like, that makes sense. They're the natives. They know their land.
Mm-hmm.
But every complaint that I see about Return of the Jedi is always the Ewoks winning against the Empire. And it just comes down to how it's choreographed is just very poor.
Yeah. I don't think the Empire's ever been competent, though.
They're decently competent in Empire.
Yeah, Empire's like the only movie where the bad guys in Star Wars are like ever really competent.
And that's just because they're all Vader's people.
Yeah.
They're all the 501st, so.
Mm-hmm. It's just...
because the thing is that they would absolutely lose in that situation going against natives.
Yeah.
That happens in real life when people invade jungle areas.
Right. Also, like...
The modern soldiers always lose there. Yeah. But it's just when the Ewoks are hitting you and it's like it looks like a toddler hitting you with a pillow.
Yeah, when you see a teddy bear come to attack, you're like, is this a real thing? Am I supposed to attack this person? What's happening? Are they good or are they bad? They look good, but they're going to kill me.
That's why it was supposed to be Wookiees originally, and that would have made a lot of sense than the Empire getting fucked.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a bunch of Wookiees ripping them limb from limb. They could have had it rated R.
Yeah, I think the Ewoks are like a more fun version of that, though. Like,
yeah, they're a lot of fun.
They're a lot of, like, the Wookiees would have been terrifying and scary and dangerous. Like, the Ewoks are fun.
The Ewoks are fun. Like I said, I don't have a problem with Ewoks. I just really wish I could have seen the Wookiee version.
Kashyyyk, man. We got.
Because also, that would also make the Empire look a lot less incompetent still.
Yeah, but also...
Because conceptually, the plan makes sense. You lure the rebels in there as a trap and you have a legion waiting for them. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's a decent plan. The only problem is that he didn't account for Ewoks being wily little shits. At least the AT-STs don't really go down that much, except for the one they trip.
Yeah.
But, like, the AT-STs were fucking them up.
Yeah. They fucking killed Natan.
They did.
Such a tragedy. Imagine watching that movie as a child, and you see... You're a child, and you see an Ewok, and you're like...
That's so adorable.
He's the most adorable thing ever. He just gets fucking murdered.
He just gets shot.
he just gets fucking blown. And then the other Ewok tries to grab his arm, and it's like,
he's like,
come on. And I'm like, oh my god.
It like starts crying or something. It like makes like that groan noise.
That's like devastating as a child.
Oh yeah.
Some people will argue that's the most tragic death in Star Wars to this day.
I don't know about that. See, I was always an Empire kid, so I was like, kill the rebels.
You didn't cry when Natan died?
No.
I had to stop watching the movie for 30 minutes to recoup. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay. You're talking about when you watched it last night, right? You had to stop for 30 minutes?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I'm like, I can't go on.
I have too much emotional
fucking
connection
Ewok to this random no-name Ewok.
Now, so what if... What I want to see now is... So for Episode 9, they're obviously going to Endor. Because that's where the Death Star remains are.
Fact.
We should see Chief Wicket...
And Princess, whatever her name is.
And a better choreographed version of that, of the Ewoks kicking ass, where it doesn't look so ridiculous.
I'd like to see that, but every time I think about Episode 9, I'm like, we don't have time for literally anything that we want to see.
That's true.
It was like, I don't get
Then it'd be too on the nose of Return of the Jedi, I think.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying it would be an interesting thing to see, because seeing it with like today's choreography would make people realize how deadly Ewoks are.
Yeah. I think this movie might be worst choreographed movie in Star Wars.
Yeah.
There's not like one single, like, all the fights are pretty not well choreographed.
There are parts of the last fight I like.
Yeah, like the Luke and Vader stuff is okay, but like
everything else is like
next level bad.
Is like surprisingly poorly choreographed.
But that's fair. Like we were talking about competency. The more I think about the competency of just the history of like the films in Star Wars, the only competent people in Star Wars are Luke, Rogue One Squadron, and like Vader and Empire. Like who else is really that competent in any of the movies?
Obi-Wan.
And maybe Obi-Wan in Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, Obi-Wan.
But also he let his Padawan learn to fall to the dark side. So how competent is he really?
That's different though. He's very competent military wise.
Yeah, but like
he was his brother.
Yeah, and he let him.
You have a bias.
But I'm okay with that. Like, and also, like I said, Luke's like the only competent one, even though he's like Russian to shit. And
yeah,
even like in the Last Jedi, he's the competent one. He stalls the time to get everyone out of there.
Yeah, I do find it interesting that Star Wars has a history of many people being really incompetent.
Oh, and Palpatine in the prequels.
Palpatine in the prequels.
Which, obviously, he loses by the end.
Yes.
But also, he's coming back, so maybe he's playing the long game.
Well, now he'll just lose to Rey and or Kylo.
What if he wins, though?
You know, I would want that more than anything, but we all know that's not happening.
I don't want that. I'd rather Kylo win than him. He's like the person I want to win the least. Palpatine.
Well, that
Rey, Kylo, I want them to win I'd rather everyone die. Like I'd rather Rey die than Palpatine win, but Kylo wins. You know.
See, I'd like that. I just want some of the good guys to lose.
What do you mean? Anakin lost.
I mean, in 9, because I get the feeling it's going to be just a happy-go-lucky. We all won. We're the good guys.
I don't think it's going to be that simple.
Yeah. I hope not.
I think the good guys are going to win, but I don't think it's going to be that simple.
I hope not. That's just the worry in the back of my mind.
Do you know what I worry about? I don't know. I was going to try to think of something clever. I didn't.
It is always funny seeing, like, talking about competency. It is really funny how Palpatine really kind of loses that competence.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. His plan conceptually is okay in Return of the Jedi,
but also
but it's not the same level of mastermind as the prequel.
Yeah, he got same thing that which I kind of like, which is a theme in Star Wars at this point. Complacency. He got complacent, just like the Jedi did, and Yoda. They got complacent.
That's like Luke said. Your overconfidence is your weakness.
Yeah.
He got too used to being in control.
I really like that part in Return of the Jedi. Those lines, your overconfidence is your weakness. And he's like...
Your faith in your friends is yours.
That was a really good line. But yeah, I like that as a theme throughout the whole saga, that...
Once you get to...
You complacency, Yoda in prequels, Palpatine...
And then eventually even Luke, yeah. You get kind of too used to everything being okay.
Yeah.
From your point of view.
Mm-hmm. I also like the whole certain point of view idea that Star Wars brings up a lot.
That Obi-Wan brings up.
Because before rewatching these, I just did not care about Anakin Skywalker. I love Darth Vader because he's a cool character. But as I've gotten older and had more life experience, Anakin's slowly becoming one of my favorite Star Wars characters because I can relate to the tragedy, and I just love that. I love that tragedy.
Yeah.
He was doing, like, everything to protect what he feared to lose or whatever, but, like...
He became the reason for losing everything.
Yeah, it's, like, so tragic. Like, I never felt bad for Anakin until about a few months ago. Rewatching it, I'm like, dude, I get you now.
I get it.
I'm older. Like, as a kid, you're like...
As a kid, it's
Like,
different.
heck, he's a
bad guy.
He's a bad guy. He turned bad because he had bad dreams and he wanted to stop them.
Because he wanted to have sex with that dumb lady.
He wanted to have sex with the angel he found on Tatooine.
With the angel.
But yeah, I get it. Like,
you get it more and more as time goes on.
And it's sad because all he really wanted was just a human connection and affection and like.
But he went into the order that is completely against that.
Yeah. And that's the fun. And man, imagine if the prequels were executed well. Holy shit! Like good acting, good.
They'd be phenomenal.
The ideas and the themes of the prequels are brilliant.
Yeah.
Like they're really good.
That's why there are so many prequel apologists out there.
Like you were saying, like what did you just say that made me think of that? I don't know. I lost my track of thought. But
that he wanted to have sex with that dumb lady.
No. But yeah, just like...
It's like I always say, the prequels had an extremely powerful concept, horrific execution.
Right.
The sequels have in my opinion, a very lackluster concept, but an amazing execution.
What is the concept of the sequels?
It's really kind of just, like, in its bare bones concept is just the Empire came back.
Yeah.
But it's executed very well, so it's...
Yeah. See, the thing that makes me forgive that, though, about the original, like, the sequels, like, it's executed brilliantly, but I think it's done very good with character relationships. Like, Kylo and Rey's relationship is just the most... in my opinion, the most fascinating relationship in Star Wars, along with like Obi-Wan and Anakin, and like Obi-Wan, Anakin, and Palpatine. Like their relationship is just fascinating. Even like
True.
Finn and Poe, like they're very good at making like relationships with people that you're interested in.
Yeah, true.
Even if the story is just very similar to what we've seen before.
Yeah,
but like
that's why I feel like we need, with whatever trilogy comes next after the Skywalker saga, we need to merge like a great concept idea with the excellent execution.
Right, because I don't think that's ever going to be a problem again. Execution of Star Wars movies. They're all going to look pretty.
I don't think so. They're all going to be executed well. So all we need is another one with a really good concept.
Like a brilliant concept.
Yeah.
I'm thinking I'm becoming a prequel apologist. Not really, but like also I love Episode 2 unabashedly.
I love so many things about the prequels, especially because I've been rewatching Clone Wars.
Right.
That's the best of the prequels.
Rebels.
Best of the prequels.
Takes place before 4. It's a prequel.
But that's Age of Empire. That's different.
Fuck off. Yeah, I've been rewatching Rebels.
Age of Clone Wars. But back to Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, this has turned into
us just rambling.
Oh, we're just talking about Star Wars, and that's
True.
what we're here to do.
True.
We really need to do podcasts whenever we just talk about Clone Wars and Rebels for hours.
Absolutely.
Literally, we're just gonna have an episode where we talk about Trials of the Darksaber for like an hour. Because that episode is so fucking brilliant. And the Mortis arc. I fucking love Star Wars. But yeah, Anakin.
But choreography.
Yeah, bad choreography.
But, what are the segments for this film? For this picture?
I divided it into 3. One's very short, one's middling, and one's just like pretty much the last hour. Because you got
Jabba's Palace,
then Dagobah / a little stuff in space, and then we just go, and then the rest of the movie is just Death Star 2 and Endor, pretty much, which is mostly Endor.
Yeah, the Dagobah segment's really short.
Yeah,
it's like 3 minutes.
But like, you really couldn't divide the last section up. Like,
yeah, that's true.
It's just like one big.
It's just like one big segment.
I do like that everyone's together in this one again.
Yeah.
Which is funny because people complain about, like, the sequels, how it's like...
They're never together.
Like, it's pretty much the same thing as the original trilogy. Like, first episode, they're all coming together. Second one, they're never together. The third one,
well, the second... Together. Well, Empire, it's everyone but Luke is together.
Yeah. It's not the same everybody but Rice together.
Well, Finn and Poe get separated for most of Last Jedi.
Yeah, but they're on the mission together.
Yeah, but they're not together.
Romantically sad.
You know what I mean? They're not in the same location.
Yeah, that's fair.
They're not, like, interacting with each other that much.
Mm-hmm.
Is the complaint. Which is why they'll be together for pretty much all of 9.
Yes. Except when Rey leaves to be with Kylo.
And they just smash.
Yeah, we need to stop talking about literally episode 9, because we'll be talking about that in a little bit.
Well, it's a couple days away. It's a little over a week.
That's the only thing that matters.
It's a little over a week away, so we're too hyped.
Right. I deleted my Twitter today and everything.
But Jabba's Palace, let's start there.
Jabba's Palace.
I really like Jabba's Palace.
Yes, this is a
very fun.
It's fun, but it's weird, and I fucking love it.
Also, Luke's plan here doesn't really make any sense whatsoever.
But it works.
But also his plan is just to send everyone but him in first.
Yeah.
It's a little weird, but...
It is strange, but... And, like, none of... Well, like, I don't know.
None of them needed to be there. It really could have just been him going in by himself and killing Jabba, but I guess he did kind of need Leia there to kill Jabba.
But pretty much the only reason everyone else came in there, so you get the iconic, like, Bosch Leia outfit, the Skiff Lando outfit, the cool Salacious B. Crumb moment, like, Slave Leia. It's just for all those, like...
It's just for all the skins.
It's all for all the skins.
All for the toys.
And all for the toys and all for those, like, weird, like, moments.
There's one thing we know about Lucas. The only thing Georgie Boy cared about was toy sales.
He really did care a lot about it for some reason.
That was the only thing he cared about.
Obviously, because, yeah.
Everybody has, like, 1 billion outfits for that reason.
Like Padme in the prequels.
Like Padme, every other scene in the prequels. Oh, we're gonna make 1,000 toys out of it. That's why Jar Jar existed, was to sell toys.
And to be racist, apparently.
Well, that's Newt Gunray.
Yeah, well, yes.
I would never betray the Senate.
I was listening to a podcast recently about the Phantom Menace, and
they said Jar Jar was really racist.
Oh, he is. But...
Well, he is, yeah.
Yeah,
I think it's more that Georgie is just an idiot.
Yeah, no, George is definitely an idiot.
But I feel like to a degree, it's not like intentional racism. I think it's just.
Have you heard his responses to the complaints of that? I don't know. Yeah, he said some weird shit.
Oh, okay.
He's very.
I assumed it was just he was using the stereotypes to, like, show how different culturally the aliens were, but he just did it in a very racist way because he's a dunderhead.
Yeah, he's just.
I don't know.
Lucas is a. We like to pretend Lucas doesn't exist around here.
But then there are people who want him to get Star Wars back. I accidentally turned off the mic. I turned it back on though. It was only off for like a second.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but that's why people don't. Those people just don't like Star Wars.
Don't want Lucas back?
Yeah. I think it's fair to say at this point, if the only 2 Star Wars movies you like are 4 and 5, you don't like Star Wars.
That's... Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like, you can like...
You like 2 movies in the Star Wars universe. You like 2 films. Like, you like 2
cinema, pictures.
But, like, you don't like Star Wars.
So every time I've been going on to watch Clone Wars on Disney Plus on my PlayStation, I always see, like, an ad will pop up before I go to the TV menu. Like, when you're hovering over a Scorsese picture.
Yeah.
It drives me fucking insane.
Fucking Irishman.
I look at it and I just see a picture.
You don't watch The Irishman?
No. Anything that's called a picture.
It's only 3.5 hours long.
I don't care about length. That's cool. I like long movies.
I'm just sad.
I just don't like when they're called pictures. Or films. Or true cinema.
This is how it goes. There's 5 levels of pretension. Lowest level, calling it a flick. Least pretentious thing you could say.
That's true.
2 movie, 3 film, 4 cinema, 5 picture.
Calling it a picture is...
I like the sweet spot of calling movies films. I will never call anything cinema or a picture.
Other than ironically.
Yeah, I don't call things flicks either. That's a little too lowbrow for me, you know?
I call The Phantom Menace a picture. It's true
It's a lot
art.
of moving pictures.
It's true art given form.
Artistry at its finest.
I mean, would you say... I mean, Star Wars is truly the highest level of art, obviously.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, have you seen Jabba's Palace?
Right? Have you seen Salacious B. Crumb?
Salacious B. Crumb is amazing.
Max Rebo.
Max
He
Rebo.
played them drums like he never played
And
them
the
before.
Funky Bunch. I don't remember what the name of his band is. I don't know if they're the Jizz Whalers or if that was the people in the cantina in episode 4.
I don't know.
Someone's the Jizz Whalers, apparently.
Yeah.
In Legends, I assume.
Because that's how you spell. That's how jazz works in the Star Wars universe.
Because, again, it all ties back to Lucas as a dunderhead. I'm gonna call it jizz. It's like jazz. But in space! Why didn't he could have put any other vowel there and it would have been okay. Call it juzz.
Call it spaz. Jazz in space. Spaz.
Call it juzz. Or Joe's.
All of them are bad. Just call it... I don't know.
Call it, like, whatever the name of that race, call it that race music.
Call it Kids Bop, for God's sakes.
Call it Space Bop.
Space Bop.
Do you think there's a Kids Bop in Star Wars?
I really hope not.
I hope so. I think that's what Jedi Rock is in Jabba's Palace.
You think there's like a group of younglings who are just like...
Who started a band.
Who just like, I'm not into this Jedi thing. I just want to make music. Let's cover all the Cantina songs. We'll call it Padawan Bop. And we just like make music.
We'll call it Youngling Bop.
And we could make covers of popular Cantina songs throughout the galaxy. I like to think that happened.
And then Anakin walks in with his lightsaber and is like, I call something else Youngling Bop. And then they're all dead. No, well, Younglings weren't allowed to be interested in anything but the Force.
But there had to be those Force kids who were like, I'm just really not into this.
Well, that's when they're executed.
They're like, I want to go into Theta.
That's probably when they get sent to the Citadel.
Yeah.
The prison.
Mm-hmm.
That was in Clone Wars. They don't take too kindly to... Back in, like... In Legends, the first Jedi would just kill you.
If you were a Force user, you didn't like it.
Yeah, they would just kill you.
But like, what if?
Like in Legends, the original Jedi were hardcore as fuck.
Well, what if one of them just wanted to be a restaurant business owner?
They were like crusaders, basically, like super religious crusaders.
See, if I was the Jedi and there would be like a group of them who just like, I'm not into fighting and this lightsaber stuff, but like. Yeah, sure. Go like the Force is like we don't need machines. You can just move things with your mind. Like
your mind,
you can make like everyday tasks and it takes like 3 or 4 people to do a job like so much simpler. You get paid the big bucks.
No.
Get the galactic
Jedi
credits.
Jedi can't be attached to anything though. You can't have credits.
What do they just eat for free at the restaurant?
They eat at the Jedi Temple.
What do they eat? Fucking ramen noodles.
Whatever doesn't form attachment.
Probably ramen noodles then.
No, probably plain white rice and water.
Chicken breast.
I see
blue
why
milk.
I see why Barriss turned against them.
Right? Fucking blue milk.
They just chug blue milk.
Right?
They just hold you down and put a funnel over your mouth.
Mm-hmm. Fucking.
That's what they do in Jabba's Palace too.
What?
Funnel you.
Funnel you. They do a lot of things to you in Jabba's Palace. A lot of freaky stuff.
I like the idea of when Leia goes to save Han from the carbonite.
It only took a year, but...
Yeah. But I like the idea that they think everyone in Jabba's Palace is asleep.
Who?
Well, like, Leia goes in there thinking, like, everyone's asleep so she can get Han out of there real quick.
It's also weird that they're all just behind her. Eventually, like, all of them.
Well, but, like, Jabba's Palace is a bumpin' place, dude. It's probably like a nightclub at night. You kidding?
Uh-huh.
There's no way they go to sleep there.
Yeah. Well, because Jabba sleeps, like, during the day.
Yeah, Jabba just sleeps in his spot.
Yeah.
So I just find that funny how, like... Because it's a criminal underworld. It's open 24/7, baby. And then they just pull the curtain back. I like how, again, Salacious B. Crumb or someone is covering C-3PO's mouth and he can't talk. That's why he didn't warn her.
I love that little... Like, because Han did that in 5, right?
Yeah,
Before?
in 5.
But, like...
So, why does that work?
The C-3PO's protocol droid. That's protocol.
No, I choose to believe it's just George didn't know how speakers worked.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, cover his mouth. He won't be able to talk.
I bet he didn't know how speakers worked.
That wouldn't surprise me. But because somebody's covering 3PO's mouth, and I'm like, God damn it.
I didn't notice that this time around.
Because he's like flailing in the background. Because he was trying to warn Leia.
That's good stuff.
I like the droid torture room.
No.
And like how the hot bars don't even touch the gonk droid.
Oh, yeah.
And it's screaming.
One C-3PO moment from Jabba's palace I really liked, which was like, it's kind of a callback. He called Jabba your worshipfulness, but very sincerely.
But he
like meant it. He's like very sincere. How Han kept calling Leia it, but like very sarcastically.
He just started like, using it like unironically.
Yes, he was so sincere with it.
Your worshipfulness. I like when he gets yeeted back by Jabba, and then he comes back covered in like goo, and is like, what did I say?
A lot.
3PO's
he's good.
Interesting. Yeah, he's good in this movie, but he's also like not very bright.
Well, he's
never been bright. I just find that funny. I do like when they're on Endor and they're like, he's like, it's against my programming to impersonate a deity. And Han just facepalmed, or Luke facepalmed. Someone facepalmed. Oh no, Luke was laughing.
Yeah.
Because Luke was so above this shit. You have Luke come in and he says all of his emotes from Battlefront 2.
I love when Luke came in. It was very reminiscent of the shot in The Last Jedi when he was coming into Crate. And, like, you know the shot in The Last Jedi where Leia's standing out of, like, the door from behind and the lights coming in? Him walking to Jabba's palace was very reminiscent of some stuff on Crate.
Wouldn't it be the other way around?
Huh?
Wouldn't it be the other way around?
What do you mean?
Like, the stuff on Crate would be very reminiscent of this.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I like the callback to it.
Yeah.
Like...
I like how he force-choked 2 Gamorrean guards. Gamorrean.
I like how the Gamorrean guards were very short.
But this is like... Because this is still during the part where they're like, Luke might be evil, so he choked 2 Gamorrean guards.
And he tricked Ewoks into helping him. Luke's not a good dude.
And
people put him on this pedestal, man.
He mind-fucked Bib Fortuna.
That's not that bad. All Jedi do that.
It's true. It's not as bad as what Qui-Gon did with his mind tricks.
Right. Qui-Gon was doing it for personal gain. He's like, I want this little
boy. Are you saying this isn't personal gain, though? He didn't have to come and rescue Han.
Yes, he did. Han, they couldn't have done it without him. The Ewoks had real affection for Han. They snuggled Han a lot.
They did. Well, they just saw how dreamy he was.
That's true. Han is dreamy.
I'd be snuggling with Chewie.
Right. Personally,
mostly because that'd be like a bed.
I'd be snuggling with R2-D2 now.
That's hot.
I hate R2-D2. I don't hate R2-D2. Worst droid.
You like hamming it up.
Yeah. Worst droid, though.
I like Luke's discussion with Jabba and how, like, Luke is still super overconfident.
No, I don't think... Well,
but it's finally, like, justified.
Yeah, because he, like, understands that... I like that, though. Like, to me, it didn't come across as overconfident. It's like... To me, it came across as... He just does not understand how strong I am with the Force at this point. And he's like, I'm giving you a shot to do this done, but, like, no.
Yeah, but I mean, like, in general, it's pretty overconfident to go into a crime lord's den and just be like, hey, you give me what I want, or I will kill all of you. But it's justified now, because he's powerful.
I think the more overconfident thing is sending all his friends and thinking that they're all going to be okay.
That's fair.
I think it's more overconfident than the way he acts. But, like, you're sending all your friends in there where you can just go in there, fuck shit up, and get it done.
Right. Well, like, I feel like it's part of the I don't know. Is it maybe that he figured that if he went in there and tried to get Han by himself, maybe they'd, like, shoot Han or something?
I just think he didn't know how to open the
carbonite. Open the
carbonite.
What? He could have surfed out on it and then had Leia do it.
That's true.
That would have been cool.
That would.
Well, because carbonite things always, like, float.
Yeah,
they're like magnetized.
Saw that in The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
I'm so
He
bored.
could, like, surf on it, you know?
Right?
And then just have his lightsaber out and deflect everything. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't put anyone else in danger.
I mean, then he started playing the air guitar on him.
Really, the one who's in the least danger here is Lando.
Yeah, because no one knows he's there.
No one knows he's there.
Not even the rebels who sent him in.
And Lando didn't really do anything.
Not really.
I feel like he was there to make sure no one else got murdered.
Yeah, he was just there to, like, blend in and be like, keep his eye on things.
Yeah, like, if they were like, oh, you know, instead of imprisoning Chewie, let's just kill him. Maybe Lando would have stepped in then, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Luke's plan didn't make any sense, but it made for a great sequence.
Yeah.
It was very entertaining.
Yeah, it was very weird, too, but I love it. Like I said, this movie's fucking weird. Jedi Rock, baby.
And the, like, way, like, I love when they're on the skiff and it's just everyone nodding at each other. Like, the super obvious nod. He's very far away, so it's fine. And the pirates are all idiots.
And plus, Jabba's nowhere to be seen. He's just like, this is done. He's chilling on his little thing. Like,
he's like looking out the window. He can see him.
The small window.
Yeah, he can see him.
Yeah.
And then he has the little hand signal.
Maybe he thought he was saying goodbye, you know.
And then you get well, at that point, you couldn't really do anything to stop him at that point.
What, Luke?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he just almost jumped right into the pit.
Mm-hmm.
And used it as propulsion. I do like that also, how when he lands, he like just holds his hand up for a second and just like catches it and then like looks at it.
I always what, his lightsaber?
Yeah, he it's very like weird because he's like he just catches it, looks at it, and then activates it.
Yeah, it's
very rigid.
The physics of that I don't think were well done.
Well, I think he was force pulling it.
But like, why did you need to jump so high then to get it? Like, I'm sure R2 didn't shoot that thing up that high.
Well, I think he jump over a guy.
I don't remember.
I think he jumped over a guy. That's why he jumped so high.
Yeah. But no, he like got down on the plank.
Yeah, he jumped down
himself up
and then yeeted himself and spun over a guy and landed next to Han.
Yeah.
And then like stood there for a second, waiting for his lightsaber.
Like, the Jedi, watch me.
And then he starts doing his like insane like full body swings.
Yeah.
So over the top.
The only time that ever works is in the final fight.
Yeah.
When he's just like fucking angry.
Bashing Vader. Yeah, him chomping through these pirates is pretty hilarious.
Yeah.
And you have the worst tactical decision of all time made by Boba Fett.
Who's Boba Fett? Is he supposed to be an actual character?
He was one of the random pirate guys there. He had a jetpack.
Oh, Random Pirate Guy 3 with the jetpack.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. For some reason, people like him.
Apparently
he's a character in Star Wars?
I get liking him from 5.
I get liking how he looks. That's it.
He's just so moronic in 6.
He doesn't do anything ever.
He beat them to Bespin.
He's better in episode 2.
Get him, Dad! Get him!
Yeah, that's way more character development.
He's better. I like him in Clone Wars.
Yeah, he's fine in Clone Wars.
When he's just an annoying little kid with Daddy Bosk protecting him.
Daddy Bosk.
But like he charges at Luke, and then immediately Luke cuts his blaster in half.
Cut.
Like,
yeah,
boy, you got a jetpack.
But also like.
And he knows about Jedi.
Yeah, but he does get away from Luke. He ends up, after that, he gets on the next skip while Luke's on the other one, still manages to get his ass falling in the fucking thing.
Yeah, because he gets hit by a blind Han.
Yeah.
Han beat him blind.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why didn't he... If you insist on using the jetpack, why don't you fly over the skiff and just rain down on them? Why land next to the guy with a sword?
I don't get it either, man.
It pisses me off, and it makes him like...
He was more competent in the Christmas special.
It makes him like the worst bounty hunter.
No, he is the worst bounty hunter.
Like...
Fact.
I know people always say Boba's the best bounty hunter, but no one can make a decision that dumb.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Like at least Jango put up a fight when he landed on Geonosis.
Mm-hmm. He didn't get his head cut off immediately.
Yeah, he didn't get his head cut off immediately. But man, and this is a guy who knows how Jedi work.
Mm-hmm.
This is a guy who, as a kid, tried to assassinate Mace Windu.
Right? Yeah, he was around Jedi growing up.
He knows that lightsabers are strong enough to cut off his dad's head. God damn it!
God, fucking Boba.
I hate that so much. And then he just whoop falls right into the Sarlacc. You know he's coming back, though.
In episode 9?
Not in episode 9, but he's coming back somewhere.
I hope not.
He survived the Sarlacc, absolutely. There's no way they're not using him for something, because he's too well-loved.
No, we got the Mando now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mandalorian better than Boba Fett. You know, we don't need Boba Fett.
But we're gonna get him.
Yeah.
You know one day he's coming back in something. He'll have his own Disney Plus show or something.
Probably, or a book, or a comic. Or...
There's nothing I want more than for him to show up in The Mandalorian and for The Mandalorian to kill him.
Or for him to die in a Sarlacc pit for real this time.
Well, in Legends, he fell in the Sarlacc like 5 times, so...
But what if he falls in the Sarlacc pit and the Mandalorian disintegrates the Sarlacc pit?
With him still inside.
Yeah. That's the hotness right
there. That is the hotness. And then I like, Luke runs up onto the big skiff, and I like how he gets his hand shot, because he has his hand, like, way up in the air.
Yeah.
The one time someone actually hit something.
Yeah, the pirates are actually doing something.
They hit his robot hand.
Right.
Like, some of them look like Hondo's guys.
That's what
They're
I was
the same race.
Too.
They're weak ways.
Weak way.
Weak ways.
They weak, though. They got fucked by Luke. No, that's
they
not
did.
weak. But
yeah, that's not... Yeah.
Choreography.
Pretty bad.
But yeah, one of my favorite parts of the whole Jabba Palace stuff was when Leia just fucking chokes out Jabba the Hutt with his own chain. It was
pretty good.
I honestly rewatch. Like I said, I haven't only seen Return of the Jedi like 2 or 3 times. I forgot about that. I love it. Just her choking Jabba out, killing Jabba.
That's why it's called the Hutt Slayer outfit.
I thought it was called Slave Leia outfit.
Some people call it Hutt Slayer.
But the new Disney term is Hutt Slayer.
Yeah.
Disney banned Slave Leia.
Yeah.
It was just funny because when they did have you seen the animated Galaxy of Adventure things? It's like if Star Wars was an anime.
Yeah.
Like there's Slave Leia in that.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Well, they can't
like change it, but yeah.
Yeah, they can't.
They'll just never do it again.
Yeah, they'll never do it for live action again. They can animate it all they want, but they won't let it happen in live action anymore.
That's fair. But yeah,
that makes more sense.
Anything else about Jabba's palace?
It's cool. Bad choreography. Weird plan. I like the Rancor, even though the fight is pretty bad.
Rancor's ugly.
But I like it because it's a big monster. We had to get the big monster.
That's the Snarlack pit.
The Snarlack.
Isn't that what it's called?
Sarlacc.
I always call it the Snarlack.
The Snarlack.
Snarl.
I like the Rancor, and I like because I was in the movie. The big fat guy who cried when the Rancor died.
That guy is fucking hilarious.
I love that guy because he's me.
You would have a monster like the Rancor who just.
I absolutely would. And I would always throw people into the pit.
Right.
Gotta get into the Rancor pit, you know?
I wonder, like, the thing that confuses me about the whole Rancor stuff is, like, you know how, like, the Gamorrean Guard and, like, other people, like, who are at Jabba's palace all the time fell in the pit?
Yeah.
Like, wouldn't you notice that his chair was way farther back than it normally is? Be like, and I'm standing near the hole. Like, you've seen people fall in the pit, like, and then he covers the hole.
Well, the point of the Gamorrean Guards is that they're not very bright.
No, but, like, the dancer girl.
Oh, well,
like, she's there all the time, dancing. You see people fall in the pit, and you see him with his chair back, getting ready for someone to fall in the pit again. Like, you should know when his chair's back, don't go in that area. Because then he just covers up the hole with his...
Well, she's also probably not very bright. And panicked.
Yeah.
She was just panicking, trying to get away.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the Gamorrean Guards are meant to be just big, brute idiots.
Yeah.
They just happen to be on a planet next to Nal Hutta.
Mm-hmm.
So the Hutts just basically enslaved them.
Well, fair.
Less enslaving, more...
Employing services.
Yeah, well, like, because they're not like slaves, because they could overpower the Hutts.
This is the best job they can get, though.
Yeah, this is the best job they can get. Just standing in front of Jabba's palace.
Yeah.
And guarding random places on Nal Hutta.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's it for Jabba's palace. Don't you just want to feel what Jabba feels like, though?
No, not after seeing Leia get, like, up close to him and seeing that nasty stuff in his mouth. He kept pulling her towards him, too. Like,
he kept having, like, mucus secreting out of his mouth.
I think George Lucas, like, made Jabba as, like, a...
Self-insert?
As a kinky fantasy of his.
No, I think it was a self-insert.
Yeah, like he's Jabba.
Yeah.
That's why he made Jabba.
Yeah.
So he could live out his weird fantasies.
Well, I always thought, Jabba and Jar Jar are both self-inserts by
That's
Georgie
fair.
Boy. Two very different sides of Georgie Boy.
Two very different sides.
For sure. But, don't you have the same interest as Cassian? Don't you want to know what he feels like?
Because obviously what we learned about Jar Jar,
Yeah.
about Lucas, is that, like, Jar Jar, he fell into success with Star Wars, and it's like, once I finish the original trilogy, I don't know what the fuck to do with it. You know what I mean?
What does that have to do with Jar Jar?
Because Jar Jar was always falling into success.
That's true. But he kept falling into
That's why people didn't like him, because
he
just
kept clumsing his way through.
Yeah.
I like how they play it in Clone Wars, though.
Yeah, it's better.
It's more played, like,
Well, it's always played for comedy.
Well, it's always played for comedy, but it's like, actually more, like, entertaining in Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Whereas in Episode 1, it just feels annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Probably because it's a movie, not a TV show, so there's way less time, and we're wasting time on this. But yeah, I think that's it for Yaba.
Yeah, that's it for Yaba.
The Baba Yaba. The Boogie Yaba.
Yeah,
So now to Dagobah.
Yeah, there's not a lot happens in Dagobah.
We go back to Dagobah for like 10 minutes. If that. Probably like 7.
Yeah.
A nice crisp 7 minutes.
This is also right before this we see Palpy arriving at the
Yes, we do see, and he has his cane.
Mm-hmm. Which is the only time we see it, right?
Yes, it's literally the only... And he has those 2 purple guys behind him, who we see later.
Yeah, what are those guys?
I actually looked it up.
Federation?
No, they do kind of look like Trade Federation guys. I looked it up, actually. They were just like advisors.
Just 2 schmoes.
There are just 2 people
Schmucks.
that Palpatine liked to talk to, basically.
He's like, I need some friends.
I need some advisors.
Yeah, someone who actually functioning brain cells.
I looked it up, and it was on the actual Star Wars website.
Mm-hmm.
Their names, and I like how one of them is like, he's presumed dead after the Death Star, but his current status is unknown.
He's Snoke.
Maybe. What if one of them is Snoke?
What if he combined them to make the body he used for Snoke?
That's why Snoke is so big.
Yes. Because if you take them 2 and Ezra and Thrawn,
oh my god,
Snoke. But yeah, and then
I like going back to Palp's introduction. I like how he has the most sinister laugh ever, and no one on the Death Star questions it.
Well, they all know he's a bad dude.
Not all of them. In an empire that vast, they were working under the commander.
In chief, Maz Kanata.
Maz Kanata.
I was gonna say Mon Mothma.
Whoever the name of the guy was who was like, I need more men. I mean, to be fair, they're making great time. First Death Star took like a decade to build. The second one they've had like a year.
Yeah.
Or I guess they probably worked on it since 4, so like 4 years, 3 years.
Do you think they were working on the second Death Star? Oh.
After the first one was destroyed?
Yeah, never mind. So
I feel like the only way it makes sense is that they had to start working on it before the first one was finished, because this one's 50% bigger than the last one.
Possibly, they were probably like, I'm going to get like 3 of these bad boys.
Or unless they just started really pumping in every resource into it.
Mm-hmm. Maybe.
Because I know Krennic and Thrawn had their little bickering of where the funding should go.
Well,
so
with both of them gone, they're just like, everything Death Star.
Yeah, so maybe it was like, maybe they're just pumping more resources into it. Seems weird, because the first one took ages to build. The first one had, like, the outline of it was starting to be built at the end of episode 3.
But also, like, if yours got destroyed by one shot to reactor, like, would you really rebuild it?
Well, it has... They corrected the weakness.
Well, do they say that, though?
I know it's in something. I don't know if
obviously, if they're intelligent people, they correct the weakness. But, like...
Because it's like they don't have the same exhaust port. It's like, instead of having the one big one, I think they have, like, 1,000 really small ones that nothing can go through because it's too small.
Mm-hmm.
And because I believe the only reason they destroyed this one was because it wasn't finished.
Oh, yeah.
So they could just fly right inside of it. I don't know where it's said, though.
Yeah. I don't know, it just seems like a bad, like, choice. Like, oh, you're...
Well, they love their super weapons.
Let's make another one, but bigger.
They love their super... Well, I mean, I feel like also the Rogue One story actually makes that more acceptable, because, like, they know now, oh, it was sabotaged.
Well, yeah, but...
So this could still work.
But that's so new, like, that's new canon, so, like, when this movie was made, it's that weird thing of, like...
But, you know, there's nothing wrong with going back and fixing it, though.
But also, like, just making it bigger... I feel like making it bigger just gives it more weaknesses, unless it's very well made.
Well, that's what I mean. Like, they got rid of the weakness.
No, but if you had a Death Star and a Death Star exactly the same, but one's just way bigger, wouldn't you think the bigger one has more weaknesses?
Not if
it's more of it.
Not if it's better made. Not if it's better. Not if it's not sabotaged.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think it's a bad military strategy choice.
Well, I feel like it's mostly...
And also because I'm tired of seeing Death Stars in Star Wars.
Do you think we'll get another one in 9?
No.
You don't think we'll get one?
No. I
feel like we might see Starkiller Base 2.
I will...
You will not walk out. Nothing will make you walk out.
I will never watch a Star Wars again. If Episode 9 has a Starkiller Base 2.
What if it has another Death Star?
It does. It's called the Death Star 2 and it's in the water.
No, I mean, what if they have a fully functional another Death Star?
Who?
Palpy.
No.
What if that's where he's been the 30 years? He's building another Death Star. Just by himself.
I think they're smart enough not to do that, but also, like...
I will
never get mad at anyone for... I will... If that happens and this movie's very polarizing like the last one, I'll be like, I get it, there's another Death Star, I'd be mad too.
I always like the idea of, like, what if it's like a Starkiller Base and it's a planet that has like 3 moons, but the moons are all Death Stars? Because it's just way over the top.
Oh my god. No.
Nothing will get dumber than the Sun Crusher in Legends.
Nothing will get dumber than Legends.
Legends had good parts.
Whatever you say.
It did.
I'm sure.
The Sun Crusher was not part of it. There was like a fighter-sized ship that could take a Death Star blast and not get a scratch. And could shoot laser beams that were like as strong as the Death Star, I think. But it was like the size of an X-Wing.
Right. Sometimes when we're recording, I forget this is a podcast, not a video podcast, and I just like do things with my face and respond with that. I'm like, I probably should say something. Like reactions.
That's fair.
I do that a lot.
Sometimes I actually forget we're recording.
Yeah.
And then that's when I go off on tangents, is when I forget we're recording.
Yeah. I don't know why, but like, I feel like the longer the podcast goes, the more sleepy I get. Granted, I'm very sleepy to begin with today, but...
That's fair. But Dagobah.
But what about Boba?
No. Who?
Boba. Boba Fett.
No, we're talking about Sebulba.
Fuck Sebulba.
He always wins. Sebulba, better character than Boba Fett.
Facts.
But Dagobah, Yoda's dying.
Yeah, Yoda dies.
At 900 years old.
Like I said, this is when Yoda was good, man. The good days.
I like how Luke is like, so I am a Jedi, and then Yoda just laughs at him.
He says, he says, another tie into episode 8, the last Jedi you will be.
Is that really a tie?
Yes.
I don't think that's how that works.
Because Luke was the last Jedi. Episode 8 was called The Last Jedi.
Okay.
Even though he's like, I will not be the last Jedi.
Even though also he had rescinded the Jedi ways in that movie. He cut himself off from the Force.
But he did like very similar things he did in the original trilogy. Like,
by the end, but when you first find him, he's cut off, and like the Jedi were dumb.
They were dumb.
Yeah, they were.
He finally realized, that's what I said. He in that time period he met Ahsoka, and it's like you hear about this Yoda guy, super flawed dude. He's my mentor. I'm like, and Ahsoka's like, yeah, but like he's no Anakin. He's a fucking complacent piece of shit who costs millions of lives.
He's no Anakin.
That's why I'm here, Baby Yoda, the Mandalorian, to redeem it. And Sabine. It's all gonna tie together.
Is that the next trilogy?
I hope so, honestly.
The Hunt for
Red Baby Yoda. I was gonna say Red October, but that's a movie.
The Hunt for Red Ezra.
Honestly, they should do a trilogy that takes place between 6 and 7. That's the Mandalorian, that's Baby Yoda, that's Sabine, and they're just looking for Ezra for 3 movies.
Why is the Mando with them?
Baby Yoda.
Why is Baby Yoda with them?
He's important for the future.
Why is he with them looking for Ezra?
Why not? Because they ran into them on their journey.
Okay, so they're just like, oh, we'll just follow you.
I love how this podcast is pretty much just like a Star Wars podcast.
Random Star Wars.
This is going to be titled, we talk about Return of the Jedi, but like, we talk about everything.
There are parts where we talk about Return of the Jedi.
Honestly, I'm having more fun talking about random stuff.
Once we get to Endor, we'll have more to talk about.
No, it's not that, but I just like talking about random stuff. I'm trying to break stuff again, Dan.
Listen here, boy.
More. But yeah, wouldn't that be a great trilogy?
They have to find a good way to make the Mando fit into that.
What do you mean?
Why else would he be
Because
there?
they need Baby Yoda!
Why do they need Baby Yoda?
Because he's the future of the Jedi / the Force / everything.
But why do they need Baby Yoda to find Ezra?
Because he's the strongest Force person left now.
Luke's still there!
Yeah, Luke's looking for Baby Yoda.
Then why don't they find Luke?
They do eventually. He needs to be placed by Sebastian Stan.
What?
The people everyone wants to play young Luke. Or Luke between 6 and 8. Bucky from Marvel.
Oh.
He looks like Luke Mark Hamill a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, Sebastian Stan. It's gonna happen. But it's an animated trilogy. Hell yeah. And Mark Hamill could still voice him. I'd be down for that. My idea is crazy.
I just don't see why Baby Yoda has to be there to help them find Ezra.
No, it's not. Why wouldn't he be there?
Why would he be there? There's no reason.
Why does Baby Yoda need to be anywhere?
Because he's hunted.
Yes, and they're going to help protect him.
By going to the unknown regions?
Yes, they don't know what's going on out there.
It's the most dangerous area of the galaxy.
But they don't know what's going on. That's why it's the unknown regions.
It's the most dangerous area.
That's why you need Baby Yoda on your
Thrawn
side.
is the only person who could get out.
And he needs to get back out again. And that's why they're going to get him and Ezra. So I don't know if you knew this, Dan. Yoda and Yaddle did not make Baby Yoda.
What?
Yaddle and Thrawn did.
That's hot. I don't think the ages sync up there, boss.
No, I don't have to sync up.
I mean...
Thrawn was around when Anakin was around. And Yaddle was around when Anakin was around, so... They smash it. I think it syncs up perfectly.
But where's the Chiss blood
Remember
in
this,
Baby
Dan.
Yoda?
In like 10 years... When we find out that Baby Yoda was conceived by Yaddle and Thrawn, you owe me. You're paying for like a fancy dinner.
Okay, I can agree to that on record right now because that's not gonna happen.
We're going to go to a fine steakhouse. And
Yaddle could be his mother. Thrawn is not the father.
Yes, he is. That's why they need him.
Watch Baby Yoda just have been conceived by the Force. Another Force child.
But Yoda made it instead of Palpatine?
Yeah. Our own secret weapon.
That seems like something Yoda would do.
Our own secret weapon.
But also, Yoda is really trying to, like, make up for his flaws.
Yeah.
His mistakes.
And do it through Baby Yoda.
I like the idea, though, I don't know, they should need to explain that race more, you know?
They will.
Nah, I don't think they're explaining it this season.
Well, obviously not.
The way this season's going.
Obviously not.
We only got 3 episodes left, and the last one, nothing happened.
I liked it, though.
It was alright. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. But back to Dagobah.
Yeah, Yoda dies. Luke will be the last Jedi. Rian Johnson's like, yes, he will be.
And then you have... I like the Obi-Wan conversation of, like...
The certain point of view thing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because it sounds like... I like the idea because Obi-Wan's not wrong.
No, he's not.
But it also just... it just sounds funny.
There's a book called A Certain Point of View where it takes the events of A New Hope, but from like 40 different characters' perspectives. Like literally like the stormtrooper who hits his head. Like, they do it from everybody.
Well, if you're doing it from 40 perspectives, you better include that boy.
Right.
It's pretty funny. But, like, Obi-Wan's not wrong. He's absolutely right, but it's also just really funny because it just sounds like a roundabout way.
Yeah. And then I included with Dagobah, I included the them going to Endor. Which is
So,
where
like, setup scene.
Han gives the Falcon to Lando.
And you have the first time we see another woman in Star Wars, Mon Mothma.
Oh, yeah. Is she really like the second woman to appear on screen?
Pretty sure.
That's fucked up.
I don't think there's any in 4 or 5, other than Aunt Beru.
Yeah. I didn't even notice
You have Leia, Aunt Beru, and Mon Mothma.
That's fucked up.
That's it. We don't even have the Princess Ewok either.
Yeah, she's not in this movie.
Yeah.
She's like extended canon or like.
So it's just those 3. Aunt Beru's my favorite Star Wars woman.
Beru, yeah.
What if the Obi-Wan show makes Beru like the greatest character of all time?
I don't think they liked Obi-Wan.
No, they hated him.
Yeah, they'll be beefing with him.
They'd be beefing.
I'd probably be making him more interesting, though. But another interesting part, which I was going to do some research on, but I never did, this is where we get the mention of the Battle of Tanab. Han says to Lando...
Oh, yeah,
Like, why he recommended him as the pilot. He's like, yeah, because we weren't sure if...
They had interacted between
Solo and here, because their interaction on Bespin implied that they haven't seen him for a while. But, like, why would they go to the Battle of Tanab's probably a comic book thing.
Yeah.
If I had to guess, I was gonna do some research, but I'm searching it right now.
Okay. We also hear about Bothan spies.
Yes. None of them are women.
No.
There's only 3 in the new trilogy.
What I find funny is that
crime.
There's still no canon version of what a Bothan looks like. In Legends, they were kind of like weird, like dog people almost. But in canon, they don't have a canon look for Bothans, which I find really funny. And everybody thought Rogue One was going to be about Bothans because people got it mixed up that the Bothans were the ones that found Death Star 2, not Death Star 1. So everybody was like, Rogue One, where are the Bothans?
Where are the Bothans?
Death Star 2, baby!
You know my favorite part about this Battle of Tanab Wikipedia page is?
What?
There's like no information on it. The Battle of Tanab took place during the Galactic Civil War, in which Lando fought against and defeated a pirate fleet in orbit of the planet Tanab. He later attributed his promotion to general in the Alliance fleet to a maneuver he pulled during the battle. That's all the information there is on it.
Does it say it's appearing in anything? Like appearances?
Appearances. First mention, Return of the Jedi. Second, Star Wars Return of the Jedi Junior novelization. That is all. Let me see what Legends has for it.
And it's just like a 45-page document.
Oh, yo, we got a picture and everything for Legends.
Well, yeah.
Holy fuck. There's like 7 paragraphs.
Told you. Ty, that's how Legends works. Every sentence of every movie has a full book.
Let me see what it says about it in Legends. Let me read a little.
But, yeah. I'll fill the dead air while you're reading. I like how they have the little...
I honestly don't care it's Legends, so I'm gonna stop. I just find that funny.
Well, that's how Legends always worked. Every line, every sentence has like a 45-page book.
Yeah.
Every single thing that is mentioned in any of the movies.
And like from the sources that all the information came from, like appearances, some of it, like some of the titles about it just look like, oh, I run a fanfic fake website in the Star Wars universe. Like Galaxy Newsnet, blah, 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 episode, whatever. I'm like, that sounds like someone made a website where they pretend they're the news in the Star Wars world.
How dare you? That comes from Papa Lucas's mouth directly.
No, he was just worried about toys, remember?
You saying you can't make toys out of the Battle of Tanib?
No!
I like the little like dodgeball scene they have, though, here, where it's like...
You can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Where it's like, I'm in. Pick me, Captain.
I like the little scene where Han was giving him the Falcon, but it really seemed like he didn't want him to take it, even though it was kind of like it was very unclear if he was actually like, I don't want you to take it, it's my baby, but like I'm doing the right thing by giving it to you because you need it.
You know what my favorite thing about that scene is? The wallpaper behind
When
them.
they kissed.
No, the wallpaper behind them.
I don't remember the wallpaper.
The Falcon's not in the background.
Oh yeah,
it's just like just a
it's
wallpaper.
very bad, like green screen stuff.
That's my favorite part of that scene. My eyes were drawn to that.
There was a lot of that in this movie.
Yeah.
This movie is very poorly made.
Yeah. It's interesting.
How is it the worst made of the original trilogy? Like I said, Lucas probably was like, oh, I got his toys, and I'm like, I'm gonna play with my toys. That's why he adds all the scenes.
Yep.
Lucas, I'm so glad he sold Star Wars, man.
And then they land on Endor.
Which is the meat and bulk of this film.
Yes.
We get the Ewoks, baby. I love the Ewoks so much.
I like Ewoks.
They're so adorable. They're fun. They're good time. They're fun.
What about the speeder chase scene, though?
Yum num.
What about the speeder chase scene, though?
Iconic.
Also looks really bad.
It walks really bad, but
it's iconic.
No,
I agree.
It's iconic. You know how many movies steal this scene?
Yeah, absolutely.
I remember the first time I was watching Captain America: The First Avenger. I'm like, this is just shit straight stolen from Star Wars for like half this movie. Like when they go to recruit his dudes in the forest or whatever.
I don't remember that movie very well because I didn't really like it.
Yeah, it's bad, but like, you like literally there's a scene in it which is I'm like, this is just a speeder chase. I'm like, this is.
That's kind of hilarious. But like, yeah,
you see it redone in so many.
Yes,
movies.
It's very iconic. But looking back at it now, whew.
Oh yeah, like I said, this movie's not made well. It's like they just gradually got better and better choice, but like it just doesn't hold up really. I don't think it was bad at the time.
No, it was great at the time.
Oh yeah, all this stuff was great at the time. It's like watching it now though, with like after watching The Last Jedi, like Last Jedi is like the prettiest Star Wars movie ever made.
Yes.
And like
cinematography is
like
on point.
The use of red in that movie. Brilliant.
And then you have like the weird like blue screen speeder chase.
Yeah.
And you have later when the Lambda shuttle lands, you have Vader's head clipping through the bottom of it.
I didn't even notice that.
I always notice it because it's like the way it's shot is really weird. And when the Lambda shuttle ramp comes down, it's like really small, but I feel like it's like they put Vader too far forward in the field of view, so he like looks too big coming out of it, kind of.
Yeah. So
his head like just clips through part of it, because he should have had to like crouch over with how big he looked there.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like a very Star Wars thing.
So it's just
Papa Lucas. When he takes his helmet off at the end.
Yes.
Is this helmet always like that? It's weird. Like how?
What do you mean?
How it's like the top and then the front.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
When it was getting put on him in episode 3, it was the same way. They put on the front part first, and then the helmet part came on after.
The real question, the real continuity error that happens here, is how is his helmet still in like decent tact in episode 7? Like it's burnt clearly, but like they set that bitch on fire.
Yeah.
Like,
well, it was made of a strong material.
Yeah.
What I find funny...
Like the stuff they have in Black Panther, the aluminum or whatever the fuck it's called. The vibranium. We'll just assume it's vibranium.
Sure. What I find funny is that the guy who plays Vader in this part when the helmet gets taken off of him is not the guy who's in the suit the rest of the time.
Yeah, like, when he takes the helmet off, it's actually Hayden Christensen.
Yeah. No, because Lucas absolutely despised the guy in the Vader suit.
Why?
And, like... there's like a whole documentary about it.
Was he like dating Lucas's sister or something?
It was alleged that he leaked a bunch of stuff.
Wow.
And so Lucas just fucking hated him. Like, I think he gypped him out of a bunch of money. He didn't let him do that scene. He didn't even know that scene was going to happen.
Well, if you're leaking shit, I don't blame him.
No, but it wasn't even confirmed. It's very possible it wasn't even him that leaked it.
It's okay, he deserved it.
That's not very nice.
He got paid for his work.
Not as well as he could have been.
Yeah, also it was 1983, so he's like, $20, I can go buy a fucking house.
Okay, boomer.
Okay, boomer.
But, and also, the best digital edit of all time is when they removed that guy's eyebrows.
Is that a thing they did?
The original version, he has eyebrows there. Lucas felt the need to go back and remove them meticulously.
Lucas obviously has like a OCD.
It's a problem.
Because like some of the changes he makes just don't make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about though C-3PO the God.
C-3PO the God. I love how they go up to the bait trap, and the only one who realizes that it's a trap is Luke.
What bait trap? Like
when they get captured in the net from the meat, and Chewbacca wanted it. I feel like Han should have realized that it was a trap. He's the swindler.
Right. That is weird.
I could even make an argument that Chewie should have been smart enough to know that. But
yeah, Chewie spent a lot of time in forces, you know?
Yeah.
Like, he should
but like at the very least, Han should have known. He's the swindler. He's like, it's nothing.
Yeah.
I do like, though, that very slapsticky scene.
What, the C-3PO?
And they're all, like, trapped in the net, and they're like, and Han's, like, trying to crawl around the net.
Mm-hmm.
And then they all just fall. Because R2 somehow cut the whole net open. R2 made less holes in that net.
Yeah.
If you cut a hole in a net, it has less holes now.
Yeah. That's how nets work.
That is how nets work. And then you got C-3PO the God.
I love that scene.
That is very...
But it's also really fucked up.
It is fucked up, but it is also, like, hilarious.
Like, Luke's just like, Tell him you use your magic.
Tell him you use your magic. Also, when they get dragged away there, one of the Ewoks goes, Jabba, Jabba, Jabba. He says, was he trying to summon Jabba?
Maybe. Yum-nub. They say Yum-nub a lot, too.
The subtitles actually say Jabba, Jabba, Jabba. I was like, are they trying to summon him?
I hope so. What about C-3PO makes... Why do you think they thought he was a god?
Because he's gold.
That's fair. They probably
gold is the color of gods. It's a very, like, primitive...
If I was a god, I'd be gold.
It's a very, like, primitive thing. Like, primitive peoples would worship, like, gold.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Because it's pretty.
Just, like, the flying gold with
also,
magic.
If you sent a robot back to, like, caveman times, they'd probably think it's a god.
Right, they're just like, dude, rocks and sticks. That's metal as hell.
Dude.
Like, that guy's made out of gold.
Dude! Exactly.
What do you think they think of the Empire and all their technology? What they got in, like, a fucking...
Demons.
Demons?
They probably think they're demons. The White Devil.
Yeah.
Because they're all white armor.
And
the White Devil!
Yeah, I believe it.
They're really biased, though. They didn't abduct Leia, but they abducted everyone else.
It's not a very Jedi thing to do, though. Manipulate them.
Well,
I get to get free, but then to be like, oh, you're gonna fight with me. And
you're gonna fight
die
for
eventually.
Yeah.
When the Death Star comes crashing down on your planet and the genocide occurs.
That's not canon.
It's gonna be in like 8 days.
We don't know that. I think it would be hilarious, and it would really make that fucked up.
Well, it already is fucked up.
It already is fucked up, but it'd make it even more fucked up.
Right.
Because there's no way the rebels wouldn't know that's gonna happen.
It's so tragic. The Ewoks deserve better, you know? Like, what did they do other than fight for their country of Endor?
Their moon.
Their country.
Their moon. Do you know that it's not actually called Endor?
It's called Endor 4.
No, it's called the Sanctuary Moon. Endor's the gas giant.
Yes.
But everyone just calls it Endor.
Because what are you going to call it? The Sanctuary Moon?
The Sanctuary Moon, that's what it's called.
Of Endor.
Yes, but you could just call it the Sanctuary Moon.
Of Endor. I like of.
Yeah?
Of Endor.
Good. Good for you.
Return of the Jedi.
Rise of.
Skywalker.
Revenge of.
Rogue One.
Wait a minute. I like the whole sequence when they get like into the radar dish area.
Yeah, describe the sequence, Dan.
Like
what do you like?
Well, I just find it funny how it's like they're just throwing shit. Like they throw like I like how Han throws that box at one of the stormtroopers and he just falls over the edge.
Oh yeah.
I thought that was funny. It was like kind of like slapsticky again.
The Ewoks are very slapsticky. I do like it though.
Like with the Ewoks,
plays well. Like,
yeah.
The way they move.
I love how this is the right after this is when we hear Rebel Scum.
Rebel Scum.
When the officer runs in.
Oh.
It's just a random officer. He points his blaster at Han.
Is it the first time we hear it?
I'm pretty sure it's the first time we hear it in film.
Mm.
He runs up to him. Rebel Scum! I think there's a deleted scene where Han actually like responds to it and is like, "Scum," like all offended. And then you got the battle.
No, do we get before the battle though? Luke and Leia.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what happens? Do you know what Luke does? She tells Leia Vader's daddy.
I mean, you're not wrong. But also, you are wrong.
Yes. You tell me Vader's not daddy as fuck?
Oh, he absolutely is daddy as fuck.
That's what I'm saying, man.
I like how Leia's also like, some part of me always knew.
That's why I kissed you in the mouth that day.
That's why I made out with you on Hoth.
Because I had to make sure if it was real, if I would feel anything when I kissed you. When I kissed you, it just felt wrong.
And when I kissed you and it felt all too right, I knew I was really from Alderaan. Come on. There's gotta be some planet out there that's really incestuous.
Yeah, it's called Westeros.
In Star Wars. I could see Alderaan being heavy into incest.
No.
I could see it.
I don't.
They're so utopian.
No, they're not. No. Endor, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Them Ewoks are like, yeah. They probably have orgies.
No,
all the
actually,
time.
Naboo's probably incestuous.
I don't see
You ever
that
seen the
either.
Gungans?
Maybe
They're
the
inbred.
Gungans. I don't think there's been a single planet in Star Wars where I'm like,
That's
yeah,
incest.
Because you know it when you see it, you know? It's just there.
That's what I mean. I saw Alderaan getting blown up, and I was like, they're incestuous there.
Maybe the Death Star.
I don't know if anyone related. Well, there was no women on there, so they had to fuck their brother.
Yeah. And in the military, everybody's your brother, so they're all brothers.
Especially the clones.
Especially.
Do you think any clones were gay for each other?
Yeah, of course.
Does that count as masturbation?
What?
If two clones fuck each other, is that masturbation? Because it's the same person.
I'd have never thought about that in my life, so...
I feel like it's masturbation. I feel like we can make that argument.
I suppose you could make an argument for it, but also, like, why?
You know, sometimes you just gotta, beat the homie, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, always kiss the homie goodnight.
Always kiss the homie goodnight.
It's so funny.
They got into some wild stuff in the Rebel barracks.
Yeah. I'm sure. Not in George Lucas's mind, but, like... He
Wait, he didn't even know what jizz was.
Yeah. Yeah. I just never crossed my mind.
And then you have
That's a
like,
weird...
Yeah,
so weird!
You have like the most opera-esque scene ever where like Han's asking
Where they go to the
Leia,
opera and watch Les Mis.
where Han's asking Leia like what's wrong. And he's like, "Oh, you could tell Luke? Is that who you could tell?" And she turns around all sad. It just feels very like opera-esque.
Like soap opera?
Yeah, like soap opera-esque.
Han's has like a lot of those moments in the like later where he's like, "You love him, don't you?" And she's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Well, he's very jealous."
Well, yeah. Because last thing he saw before he got frozen was them saying that they loved each other. Yeah. And then now she's fucking Luke.
Mm-hmm.
Fucks up with that.
Right.
I'd be pissed.
It's okay. Yeah. I don't think jealousy's a bad thing.
Well, it can be.
It can be. But, like, it just shows he cares.
True.
But,
at least he apologized.
Yeah. It's not like he's like, oh, well.
It's not like he threw her over the edge.
You're like, go fuck them Ewoks too, why don't you?
Throws her over.
Yeah.
And then he goes and viciously fucks C-3PO. For payback.
No, Mon Mothma.
I could see it.
Right.
No, Mon Mothma was like really old at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
She was in the Republic Senate.
Han's very old too, but he does like younger women. Obviously.
He does like them young. Not that young though.
Yeah, Leia was always.
She's of age. That's all that matters.
It's not little Annie.
It's not little Annie.
It's not little Annie Or actually, it's not bad on Annie's part because he's the young one.
Yeah, it's not like Padme.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna fuck that small child as soon as he comes of age was her thought process.
Was it though?
Well, it ended up becoming her thought process.
Yeah. Well, I don't think it can become a thought process.
Oh.
It's like,
trust me, it did.
It's like, oh, he's of age now. I'm gonna fuck him when he comes of age. That was a thought process. Enough about fucking.
We need more fucking in Star Wars. That's all I'm saying.
Well, obviously, we're gonna get that in episode 9. Raylo, baby. Raylo!
Oh, it's family friendly. They can't have
Storm Pilot!
I want to see people gratuitously fuck on screen.
No, not gratuitously. Tasteful.
Gratuitous.
Tasteful.
Gratuitous.
Tasteful.
For like 55 minutes.
That's called porn, Dan.
But in theaters.
That's called porn in the 90s.
Did they play porn in theaters?
Back in the day. From when they had the rated X rating.
They did.
It's not a rating anymore, really. Well, it is, but like nobody uses it because they don't put that shit in theaters.
Fair enough.
Yeah, Lando and Nien Nunb.
Oh, dude.
Speaking of sex,
Speaking of raw sex appeal, you got the god, Mr. Nien Nunb. For those who don't know where Nien Nunb's name comes from, his costume, or his, like, puppet, or whatever the fuck he was, came in a box that was called Number 9. Nien Nunb Number 9.
He's my new favorite Star Wars character.
That is the peak of creativity.
It's almost like Dragon Ball level creativity.
Dragon Ball's better than that. I always love that. And he has the greatest lines of all time. That's it. That's all he says.
Yeah.
He's Lando's co-pilot.
Will you see him co-pilot with Lando 9?
God, I hope so. Why else would he survive 8?
Because he's better than Akbar?
No. No.
But also, it's not a high standard to be better than Akbar.
But Nien Nunb is not better.
That's true. They're both pretty bad. Admiral Raddus, top dog. Best capital ship leader in the galaxy.
I don't know
of all
about
time.
that.
Oh, Nien Nunb. Not Nien Nunb.
Nien Nunb.
Admiral Raddus, best admiral in the galaxy of all time.
I like Admiral Yularen.
War!
Stranded! But yeah.
Yeah, R2 got shot.
R2 gets shot.
That was a fun time.
Luke went up to meet with his daddy.
Yeah, Luke pretty much gave himself up.
Luke was like, "You're not going to turn me over to the Emperor." And Vader was like, "Okay."
Turns him over.
Turns him over to the Emperor. We see the purple guys again.
Purple bros.
Purple bros.
I like to call them.
Assumed to be destroyed on the Death Star, but their true fate is unknown.
We'll call them Barney and friends. Because they're Palpatine's friends.
Barney and Grimace.
No, just Barney and friends.
No, I like Barney and Grimace.
No, Grimace.
One's Grimace is one's Barney.
Okay.
Because they both leak raw sexual tension.
Yeah.
We're all over the place today.
Yeah.
Leave in the comments down below. Is this quite off the rails as our Rogue One podcast was?
No. We're still talking about
We're
Star
still
Wars.
talking, yeah. We're also
Our Star Wars talk has gone off the rails. I'm trying to lead it off with the sex talk, but...
But then you mentioned Barney!
What? Just because he's a dinosaur from our imagination.
And that's hot!
And do you know what's in our imagination other than Barney? Sex. That doesn't mean they should be put together.
Clearly you have a very different view of Barney than I do.
Yes.
Well, listen, when you mention Barney, I think of Grimace.
No.
Nothing.
When I think of Grimace, I think of McDonald's.
Nothing is sexier than Grimace.
Well, that's factually correct.
So when you said
But
Barney...
not Barney.
But you said Barney, and that made me think of Purple. Purple makes me think of Grimace.
Not Figment.
What?
Never mind. If you
Comments?
If you don't know, you don't know what Figment is.
What is it?
He's a purple dinosaur.
From?
I don't know, some Disney thing.
Is he from the movie Dinosaur?
I don't know, I have a Figment stuffed animal I got from Disney World.
That's hot.
He's like When you make Charizard purple in Smash Brothers.
Okay. I really hope that is like a picture perfect.
Not picture perfect, but close enough.
Close enough.
I'll get you a picture right now while we talk about Chewie and an ATST.
Oh yeah, they hijack an ATST. Oh yeah, we were talking about Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
They hijack an ATST.
Yeah. And then they almost kill Han. No. Not almost.
No.
Han's getting worried.
Han was a little concerned there. I hope I'm still getting picked up well enough back here.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, see Figment.
He looks like one of the characters from. He looks like he should be from like Dragon Tale.
Yeah, he could be from Dragon Tales. Dragon Tales. Come on down, Dragon Tales.
Rancor Tales.
I like Dragon Tales.
I like Ewoks.
I love when the Ewoks snuggle with all our favorite characters. Han, Leia, everybody. It's adorable. Are you okay?
I was going to say something, but I stopped myself.
Good. But yeah, what else about Endor do you like? It's a trap.
It's a trap. I like, the thing is that we already talked about like all the choreography and stuff, so I feel like however the fucking word is.
Choreography.
There's not as much.
I love me some choreography in the. Never mind.
R2 gets shot. Yeah. Then Leia gets shot.
Let's talk about the battle between Vader and Luke.
Yeah, there we go. I do like that whole like sequence of like how it keeps cutting back to them and Palpatine's just taunting Luke the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And Luke's not saying anything because he's actually just getting mad.
I love when he gets angry and just is wailing his lightsaber at Vader.
Yeah.
I love that moment so much. He's just like, it's like he's like when you and Ernesto used to fight, he went full baseball bat, you know?
See, we were just emulating Luke's style, okay?
Full baseball bat.
Full baseball bat. I really wish there's like that one part where he kicks Vader down the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
I really wish he would have said, "It's over, Vader, I have the high ground."
Yeah.
Just for the callback. I think that would have been pretty good.
But does Luke know that line?
Vader does.
Yeah, and then he just like melts.
No, then Vader gets really pissed.
Yeah.
And starts choking him. Not this shit again. Then you have like the laziest lightsaber throw of all time.
I don't remember that.
Vader threw his lightsaber and it just looked like really like weird.
Yeah.
So it looked like he just like... It like looked... I don't know. It just looked weird. Like it looked kind of like a frisbee.
Probably. Like I said, the effects and the
action
not very quality in this movie.
But I like how during this whole fight, like the thing that I really do like about this is that it's just Palpatine and then to some extent also Vader just taunting Luke the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
They're like just bullying him.
So I don't know if this is how it was supposed to come across or how it's supposed to be read, but I read Palpatine there like I don't know if he was just toying with Luke or in that moment, was he actually willing to die if it meant turning Luke to the dark side? Because he's like, kill me. Do it just to get that anger. But then Vader blocks it. Like, was that the intent the whole time? Or do you think Palpatine was really ready to die there? So, Vader and him could usurp him. Because it's that weird thing with the Sith where, like, they rule two because the Sith just kept killing all each other. So there would always be one. But either way, the apprentices still always try to find a new apprentice to usurp the thing.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't think Palpatine necessarily wants to be usurped, but, like, he also wants
I think he was okay.
Or is he trying to replace Vader? Or, like, what's going on?
Well, his end goal was to replace Vader.
Yeah.
His end goal there was to have Luke kill Vader and become his new apprentice. Yeah. And then eventually, down the line for Luke to become strong enough to surpass him. Because in his eyes, Vader is too broken to surpass him. So we have to kill the apprentice and then he dies. But I also think that Palpatine knows that if Luke would have killed him, it would have corrupted him and then they would have two Sith still. So I don't think it was necessarily... He wasn't aiming for it, but I think he wouldn't have minded.
What, dying?
If Luke would have struck him down there.
Mm-hmm. The Sith are fascinating in that respect with the whole... Like,
You only become a true Sith when you kill your master.
Yeah, like, that's just a vicious circle of power. That's why they are so... That's why they fail so much.
Yeah.
Because they're always trying to find a new person to, like... Because every Sith wants an apprentice, and like every time you get an apprentice, they want their apprentice, and be like...
Well, that's what I like in...
It's weird because, like, that's why they created the rule, too, but it still doesn't help.
Well, it helps in the sense that it's not like a group of like 30 guys just wailing on the master.
Yeah.
So
war.
it does come down to that you still kind of have to be better than your master to beat them. Mm-hmm. The sort of goal of the Rule of Two is eventually to reach the perfect Sith, where someone who just cannot be surpassed by just continually killing your master and passing on what you know. Each generation gets stronger. Is the idea. That's what I like.
But also, I love how they're like their own worst enemy.
Yeah. That's what I like in Clone Wars when Sidious orders Dooku to kill Asajj. And then, like, the next episode, Dooku's like, I need a new apprentice.
Yeah, it's so weird.
Because it's like he's training someone to fight Sidious with him. Mm-hmm. It's just what the Sith always do. It's just so funny. Yeah. Like, it makes sense in the idea of where it's just... You eventually reach a level where you cannot be surpassed. Mm-hmm. You know, because if you just... Each one gets better than the last.
Yeah.
It's definitely a flawed cycle, but it's definitely way... I feel like
it helps.
It's better...
Like 50 Sith fighting 50 Sith.
Yeah, it's better than just full all-out carnage.
Because every Sith wants an apprentice.
And every Sith wants to be that pinnacle.
Yeah.
Their quest for power always wants them to lead to be that one that cannot be surpassed.
It's time for the Jedi to end.
One can't exist without the other.
Sith to end. And for Skywalker to rise.
And then you have
baseball.
I think we should
just end there. That's perfect.
Okay.
We'll edit this out in post, right?
Yeah.
We'll stop.
Everything from here
on. We're
on.
not going to rank anything.
No. Everything else from here on is going to be cut out. If you hear it, just close the video. Don't do that.
Dragon Tales.
I like how also it's like Luke has that moment of weakness here where he almost kills Vader.
Yeah, I like seeing the Luke release his anger.
Like, he almost would have killed him there.
Mm-hmm.
Chopped off his hand.
You know, say him turning dark at the end would have made a little sense.
Oh,
but also, like, putting on Vader's mask makes no sense.
Yeah, that's the problem. But it definitely was a real, like, possibility, because he's from the same family line.
Yeah. But he's
full of anger and hate.
But then he stops himself. He's like,
I'm a Jedi.
Do it. I am a Jedi.
And
I am the last Jedi.
And he throws his lightsaber away, his only way of defending himself.
And then he just
gets electrocuted.
For like 20 minutes, and then... No! Your favorite part, right?
It's so cheesy.
Yeah. Then he throws him down. Vader throws Palpy down the shaft and saves his son.
And Palpy dies.
That was a good joke. He dies. Remember, you can't die falling down a shaft.
That's true. Well, until this year, he died there.
Yes. Until April 14th, 2019, we all assumed Palpy was dead.
Other than in Legends, where he came back like 5 times.
But then we realized at Star Wars Celebration, this is not the end.
No one's ever really gone.
No one's ever really gone.
Palpy, like, exploded there, too.
He did.
Like, because it looks like it's, like, dark force energy flowing up the shaft after he, like, blows up down there.
Yeah. I think that was just the result of Vader screaming no. the explosion. Not anything to do with Palpy. He just fell straight down.
Oh, okay.
And Maz Kanata was there to catch him along with the lightsaber.
Oh, okay.
He got the lightsaber on Bespin, and then she was there to catch him.
You should write Star Wars.
I'm a visionary. I'm telling you, the Thrawn, Yaddle, everything.
You could be a true successor to Lucas.
Right? I'm what can I say, Dan? I'm an idea man, you know? I just have
you know how to make pictures.
I know how to make a picture. Like, you start off with, like, a simple concept. Like, what would happen if Yaddle and Thrawn smash?
But you said we were steering away from the smashing.
Baby Yoda. And then what do you think Baby Yoda would do when he realizes Mandalorian's not much help to him?
fuses with his dad.
When he doesn't need him. He's like, I'm going to ditch him and go with Ahsoka and Sabine to find his dad, Ezra.
Who have fused into Snoke via your previous.
Who's dead. And then they realize he's Snoke. And then they have to be like, we gotta go find a Jedi to kill Snoke. And then they find Ben Solo. And they're like, he needs to be a bad guy, though. And they're like, Luke, kill him. And then when you don't really want to kill him, but like, it'll be a character moment for you. And you'll be like, oh, I had this moment before when I almost killed Vader. And they'll be like, okay, Luke, then he turns. And they're like, okay, now we need to find someone to stop the guy who's going to kill Snoke. So they're like, oh, let's go get Rey. Cinema!
You are a true artist.
I like really bad theories, mainly because I can't be disappointed by them.
Like Mace Windu being Snoke?
That's not a bad theory, that's a dumb theory.
Same thing.
No, dumb means it won't happen. Bad means it just like doesn't make sense. There's this
Windu being Snoke makes no sense.
That makes sense.
How?
Here, let me tell you about Mace Windu. When he fell, he didn't die. Maz Kanata was there to catch him.
No, Jar Jar was there to catch him. And that completed his transition to evil.
Yeah, that's why Jar Jar was Snoke.
Ah. I still like the idea. I wish
Jar Jar?
I wish Snoke would have just been like a hologram. And like the whole time he's just a hologram.
He's
and
like
then
the Mandarin.
Jar Jar's just behind a
But
curtain.
a hologram.
Jar Jar's just behind a curtain, controlling everything.
That'd be funny.
And has like a speaker to distort his voice to make it sound like Snoke.
But do you remember what JJ said before The Force Awakens came out?
No, he said something about Jar Jar, right?
He's like, I want to put Jar Jar's bones in one of the shots.
Yeah.
Only like 3 people will notice it, but like, it'll be worth it for those 3 people when they be like, oh, that's Jar Jar's corpse.
Then they didn't get to do it though, did they?
No, I don't think so. Episode 9, baby. Jar Jar's corpse, Endor, baby. Let's do it. Woo woo!
Why is he on Endor?
Wicket! Chief Wicket! Okay, Dan, we have anything else to say about Return of the Jedi?
They have a party at the end.
They have a celebration, and do you know what the final shot of this movie is?
The ghost?
Ben being conceived.
Yeah. That's hot.
This is the day Kylo Ren was conceived.
It is. Canonically.
Also known as Empire Day 2.
No. No.
That's when Ezra was conceived or born. Empire
When he was
Day.
conceived.
Or born. Or both. Because you know in Star Wars with the Force, 1 year
Anything's possible.
I can't tell if this is a good podcast or a bad podcast.
I like the shot of all the ghosts, and then Hayden Christensen just shows up.
Yeah. It's
Like,
awesome.
how did they know during the original day?
I'm telling you, he's the one who played old Vader,
I love
and that
seeing,
was just younger him.
I love seeing the original version of this, because I could never figure out who that last Force Ghost was supposed to be.
Because it's the guy without the white face.
Yeah,
and
it's the
everything.
guy in the Vader suit, but without the white face.
See, I've never seen that version.
And I'm like, yeah, you did. We watched the VHSs.
Oh yeah, I don't remember it though.
And he's like a bigger guy, and I'm like, what?
You're like, who's this man?
Who the fuck is this?
Wait, is this the one who George Lucas hated, or the other one? You know, I
No,
don't know.
it's the other one. It's not the one Lucas hated.
But yeah, Return of the Jedi, fun film,
Fun cinema.
fun times.
Fun picture.
You ready to rank the movie, Nan?
Yes.
Rank.
Core.
Core the movie.
Rank core.
About to rank core the movie, baby.
Yeah!
Our current rankings. Let me pull up the list. Number 1, The Empire Strikes
I
Back.
thought Phantom Menace was our highest.
Number 2, Rogue One, a Star Wars story. Number 3, Revenge of the Sith, a Star Wars saga film. Number 4, A New Hope, a Star Wars saga film. Number 5, Solo, a Star Wars story. Number 6, Attack of the Clones.
A Star Wars picture.
Yes. And number 1, The Phantom Menace, a Star Wars garbage can.
No. Star Wars cinema.
No.
True cinema is the Phantom Menace.
By standards, we should have put picture for 1, and then cinema for 2. The worst. Yeah, so Dan, where do you think this one goes?
I would say for our shared list, it should probably go right below.
Rogue One.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah. Rogue One.
Rogue One.
A Star Wars story. Yeah.
I think that makes the most sense.
Honestly, though, there could be an argument for it being below Revenge of the Sith.
I mean, for me personally, it is.
Because this one, I think I like this. It was like, this one's just very badly choreographed and made. But also, I like the story is well done.
Yeah.
And it's like, I think it's funner.
I don't know about funner.
Ewoks are more adorable than Jar Jar.
Jar Jar's not really in 3 that much, though.
But he is.
He is for like 5 seconds.
Yeah. But yeah, for the sake of this list, we will rank it 3.
Yeah. On my personal list, it's below Revenge of the Sith, but...
I could see an argument for that, but...
For me, Revenge of the Sith is either first or second right now on my personal list.
Yeah, but your personal list is garbage.
Wow.
I'm going to put Attack of the Clones number 1 just to piss you off on my personal list.
Wow.
Because it's a Martin Scorsese picture. But yeah, our new rankings. Number 1, Empire Strikes Back. Number 2, Rogue One.
Rouge
Number
One.
3, Return of the Jedi. Number 4, Revenge of the Sith. Number 5, Star Wars: A New Hope. Number 6, Solo: A Star Wars Story. Number 7, Attack of the Clones.
Star Wars picture.
Number 8, Phantom Menace.
A Star Wars film.
A Star Wars film. We have 3 movies left, Dan, to rank. And God knows when we're going to do it, because who gives a fuck right now?
January.
Nah, we probably ain't going to do it till like November.
What?
Yeah, we ain't going to do it anytime soon. There's no fucking rush for that shit.
I feel like we'll do it in... Well, but when we're talking a lot about the sequels, I feel like we'll do it.
You'll do it like in May.
February.
No, we're not doing it in the first quarter of the year.
Why?
We don't need to get back to it.
I want to.
I don't.
Then we'll compromise March.
We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. We'll get back to...
Maybe by the time we do that, we'll be good at podcasting and be like, have a good, like, actually, you know.
I feel like we're not bad at podcasting.
No, we're not bad. We're not good. We're very mediocre.
We're very... You and I are truly the Phantom Menace of podcasters.
No, not that bad. Well, at least give me Attack of the Clones here. Okay, time for the fight. I don't feel like reading them all. But I will. Well, actually, let's just talk about it. Where we rank it, then we'll read the list.
Okay.
Because we both see the list.
Yes.
I would put this, honestly... This might be a hot take.
Uh-oh.
Between Obi-Wan and Jango and the Coliseum. Above Coliseum, below Obi-Wan and Jango.
I don't think that's too much of a hot take.
Because I don't think it's better than Duel of the Fates.
No.
I could see a case for it being better than Obi-Wan vs. Jango, but I want to put it below Obi-Wan vs. Jango.
I can see that.
Honestly, I could put it below Coliseum too. I like the Coliseum a lot.
I know you do, but I'd put it above Coliseum for sure. But
where would you put it personally on the list we have?
I'd probably put it above Obi-Wan v Jango, but I'm okay putting it below it.
I don't care either way.
For me personally, I would put it above Obi-Wan v Jango because I think it's way more.
Was Luke getting mad?
Yes, and it is way more of like a.
Since we put Revenge of the Sith way lower than you like, I'll let you have this. We'll put it below Duel of the Fates.
Okay.
Above Obi-Wan v Jango. But no higher than that.
Yes. I agree with you there.
And our number 1 fight in our next episode will be... If you understand what that reference is, you know.
I don't know
I'm not saying anything.
I don't know if I would put it as number 1.
No, I wouldn't either. But I just like that part. That's going to be top... I'm telling you, we're probably going to have some spicy discussions about the sequel fights. But our new rankings: number 1, Vader, hallway. Number 2, Anakin and Obi-Wan, Mustafar. Number 3, Luke vs. Vader, Bespin. Number 4, Duel of the Fates. Number 5, Vader vs. Luke on Death Star 2. Number 6, Jango vs. Obi-Wan. Number 7, the Coliseum. Number 8, Palpatine vs. Yoda. Number 9, Windu vs. Palp. Number 10, Dryden vs. Kira. Number 11, Chirrut vs. Stormtroopers. Number 12, Anakin and Obi-Wan vs. Dooku. Number 13, Old Ben vs. Vader. Number 14, the trio vs. Dooku. And number 15, Grievous and Obi-Wan. I don't think I'll ever get lower than Grievous vs. Obi-Wan.
If we would have counted more fights in this one,
yeah, like those were
Rancor would have been lower.
Yeah, but that's
if Boba would have counted, we would have put it lower. But Boba doesn't even deserve to be on the list, so
no, never.
So of all the fights that actually count as fights, Obi-Wan vs. Grievous is the lowest.
Yes.
But there are plenty of things that are much worse.
Like, I don't know.
Boba Fett.
Boba Fett. Now time for the medals of bravery.
Nice.
Did it get that?
Yeah,
Oh,
of
shit.
course it did.
I feel like I'm so far away that it never hears me that I'm so quiet. I'm like, I thought I could get away with it.
Well, that was a pretty loud one.
Was it?
A little.
I don't know.
You sounded like Yabba there.
I have bad hearing, so maybe I'm not as loud as I like. I feel like I'm really soft sometimes, but maybe it's just because my hearing's garbage.
Or because you big dunder.
You dunder
You
Mifflin.
big dunder. You like Papa Lucas.
How dare you?
You were saying that you wouldn't want to be George Lucas?
No.
Even for a day?
No.
You get to ride
Mainly so I could see his pictures he makes for himself.
You can ride Jar Jar back to the ranch where he keeps Hayden held hostage.
No, he's been letting Hayden off the leash.
Yeah, but he still has to report back. Get back to the dungeon.
Dungeon of Terror. Okay. How did this happen, Dan? We're smarter than this.
I have two.
Okay, give them to me.
I have two
I really don't have any that stand out other than the choreography.
I have two very strong opinions for this one. Boba Fett.
Okay.
Because that just
Everything he does.
Everything he does in this movie irks me to no end. Or Darth Vader's flagship getting taken down by one fighter.
Those are both pretty bad.
I think as a...
What I hate more is Boba Fett, just because Boba Fett fucking...
Yeah, but also, there's not as much consequence there, because Boba Fett wasn't really a character to begin with.
Yeah.
Vader's flagship always looked cool, and it just goes down like a little bitch.
So who takes it down again?
Just some random fighter who crashes into the bridge. And then the whole thing just collapses.
Yeah, that is bad.
Yeah,
let's give it to that. That is really bad.
I think that is horrific.
Okay.
For such a badass ship to go down like that.
Is it badass because it's Vader's ship, or is it badass because it's actually a badass ship? Has it done cool things? Do you have any reason to expect it to be a great ship other than the fact that Vader's attached
Well, it's also
to it?
gigantic.
So was
And
the Dreadnought.
And would Vader fly a bad ship?
Yes.
But Vader's competent. He wouldn't fly a bad ship.
Yeah. Oh well. I accept. That's the wizard moment.
What?
That's the wizard moment.
That's the wizard.
No, that's the
That's the how did this happen?
This is what happens when I do a podcast after working 55 hours a week.
This is what happens when we try to record a podcast
and I never recovered.
And I'm super medicated.
Right, you're medicated, and
I'm all over the place today because I am just super medicated.
And I haven't recovered from my sleep.
You haven't recovered from last week's work, let alone this week's work.
All right. No, that's so wizard moment for the best scene or moment in the film. Film. Cinema. Picture. Barney.
So it goes to the Ewok hugging Han's leg, right?
Yes. Great moment.
Easily.
It was so adorable. Han, and then when he hugs Han and Leia together.
I actually think it might go to. I think it goes to Hondo.
What if one of those is just like oh yeah, that one's Hondo. He lost his glasses.
But we know he's around in the sequels.
I know, that's why. Well, he didn't die. He escaped because he's Hondo.
Okay.
With him and his thug knot.
Melch?
Yeah. Who is the thugly of this franchise?
I think Melch.
Melch?
He's pretty thugly.
He's pretty thugly. You know what I mean when I say thugly, right?
Dursley?
Yeah.
From Harry Potter?
From Harry Potter when he becomes a thug.
In Order of the Phoenix?
Yes, thugly.
Thugly. I think Melch is a pretty good thugly.
Yeah.
Well, who's like the asshole stepbrother? Uncle Owen.
Anakin?
Uncle Owen to Anakin. They're stepbrothers.
Yeah, there we go.
He's the Duddles.
But he becomes like a moisture farmer then.
But he's
the
also,
other one becomes a Sith.
And it also makes sense because he's the one who's not magical. Owen is Dudley.
Uncle Owen is thugly.
Thugly. You heard it here, folks. He's gonna be thugly in the Obi-Wan show.
So he'll be like, I'm no longer
he'll have
moisture
chains.
farmer. I'm gonna be like, what's he's gonna get like a black robe and like
I'm gonna be a bounty hunter.
I'm gonna have friends that don't understand.
That's so edgy. I'm gonna have friends.
He's gonna have friends that don't understand the fear when someone takes a wooden stick out of their pocket. He won't understand. But thugly, he understands. Remember when Harry pulls the wizard on him, or the wand on him, and he's terrified and all the guys start laughing?
I thought you meant his parents pulled out a stick to beat him with it. Like a ladle or something.
Yeah, a ladle. Okay, Dan, what is the
That's a Wizard moment? I don't know.
Other than, I like Jabba's skiff a lot, because there's a lot of fun stuff going on in there. Just a fun sequence, and then Leia choking up Jabba. We got anything on Endor really is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Ewoks fucking shit up. Vader Star Destroyer going down.
No. I can say we can give it to the skiff.
Yeah. I really like the beginning of the movie.
Sarlacc.
That's the part of the movie that kept my attention the most. Granted, I was trying to take notes during it, and got distracted a lot, but that part held my attention firmly the whole time.
That's true. Just as a quick side note, my computer is going to die soon.
Okay.
So we'll pause for a second so I can save it just in case it shuts down in the middle of this.
Yeah. Pause it.
So we'll be right back. And we're back.
Oh, I wasn't ready to come back.
Oh, well, we're back now.
We're back? Okay.
Well, I can't wait that long because the computer might die.
Oh, I thought we were going to plug it in. Okay, we're back! We're better than ever! Who's the Chosen One, Dan? Do you know who the Chosen One is? Luke!
Yeah.
Yeah!
Luke's the only one that makes sense.
I can make an argument for Leia, but honestly, Luke deserves at least one of these Chosen Ones, even though... And this is the movie I find the most interesting in.
Yes, I agree.
So yeah, Luke is the Chosen One.
Yes. Rip headphone users.
What was the song I was singing before this? I was just humming something. I don't remember it.
I don't know.
No.
Was it Wicked's theme?
Okay. Yeah, that's it then. That's our show.
We're insane today.
Yeah, I don't know if this was... Please tell us what you liked, didn't like. Did we go off topic too much? I don't know why during the podcast I get really tired during the middle and just start saying random shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That shouldn't be a problem in January.
Like I said, once we get back to normal life schedules for the both of us,
a lot smoother. But
yeah, hope you enjoyed. Leave likes, comments, subscribes, tweet us. Even though I won't probably see it because I deleted Twitter off my phone.
We'll see it after the 19th.
I'll see it in a few weeks. Now I'll still get on that to tweet stuff out for the actual episodes.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching. See y'all later.
Yay!
Skywalker.